Hey everybody, we are here at the Boston Public Garden. I'm here with my darling,
Hello.
and we decided to come back again on a mutual video. Richard's making his second or third debut here, and we were so moved this weekend by the climate strike that happened around the world. Yeah, 4 million young people from around the world came together to say no longer will we allow politicians in state houses to make decisions about the world that will affect us. We will use our voices together and work towards a more just future for the climate and for all people together. So I don't know that much about science, so I figured that I would bring my scientist boyfriend here to you all to give us a couple facts about climate crisis that's happening right now.
Yeah. So we know that in the past 150, 200 years, the global average temperature has risen by 1 degree Celsius. We know that 2015, 2016, 2017, and 2018 were the hottest years globally since the beginning of weather records.
So for those people, like some people in my family, that would say, oh, well, that's just normal. That's part of the Earth's, temperature flux. It happens.
Similar to the difference between weather and climate, the
Hmm.
weather, which is a shorter scale, might fluctuate more, but on a long-term scale, we see a clear trend. Of course, there are fluctuations, and these are normal, but we have a trend there. And 1 degree is already a lot. 2 degrees are a hell of a lot, and 3 degrees can make a difference between today and what we had in the past with the ice age is like a 10-kilometer ice shield over Boston.
So a difference of 3 degrees is what could melt a giant glacier and put most of the world underwater.
The same also in the other direction. If we would be 3 degrees cooler, we would have an ice age again. And people don't realize that it doesn't need to be a big temperature difference. Globally, a couple degrees are already a lot.
Interesting.
Not like in normal life, where 1 degree or 2 degrees doesn't matter.
Right, like our air conditioning. Yeah, which I like it cooler and he likes it hotter. So in that case, it's, many degrees. But you're saying globally, just a few degrees, it's very fine. Can make a whole world of a difference.
Yeah, we see currently, since the dinosaurs, the biggest extinction of species, of mammals, of birds, of reptiles, plants, than we've ever seen before.
So, we're sitting here in this beautiful park, in Boston, and there are so many people here just enjoying nature. So, to imagine that at this current moment there are million species going extinct is just hard to imagine. And I think that's, part of the thing is we have to wake up and realize this isn't just, a weather change. It's really more. And you said something about a newspaper that's changed what we call this. It's not just climate change anymore. They said it's
Yes, so the Guardian changed its language regarding climate change to, I think, a more accurate term, which is climate crisis, or as scientists also call it, global heating. And that is something that we cannot just say, oh, we have to take into account economy. There's no economy if there's no planet.
So Richard has just spit out a lot of, hard facts, and I think this is what we're seeing is that this really is a wake-up moment. This is a crisis. And it's easy to feel overwhelmed and feel very negative about it, as we've talked about. And so what we want to do is, one, recognize, help you show people that this is a problem. And maybe if we build relationships with folks, they'll come around and they'll be able to see, once they trust us, that we're not some crazy liberal, as some of my family would say, but that we're people that are listening to the world around us and watching the changes and really alarmed by this global climate crisis. So we were talking about some of the things that we could do. And I know some of those, right, are large scale, like people coming out to protest like they did this past weekend. But there are other things we can do as well.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing is to vote for people that recognize the problem. And so we should not vote for people that just don't have any interest in that. If we make clear we vote out people that don't, we have a better chance.
That's a great point. Yeah, and I mean, so Richard's from Germany, so this really is an international thing. So in all of our countries and towns and cities, we need to be electing those people and asking the questions to make sure this is a priority for them. What is something else that we could do?
Yeah. So one good step is already to cut down on the meat, cut down on fish, cut down on dairy products. I know which is very hard for many and most of us, but it is a sustainable diet is necessary for cutting down on the way we currently go.
So if we cut down the amount of meat or, specifically cow products like dairy that we consume, that would help the earth. Tell me if I'm right here, because most of our agricultural resources are going towards feeding those animals, which only feed a small amount of people. So we're using a lot of our resources towards these animals that aren't actually feeding very many people.
Yes, so 4/5 of the global agriculture area is there for livestock. And the output from that is only 1/3 of the globally consumed calories. Also, 1/3 of the global wheat production goes to feed livestock. So we see the livestock also, on the other hand, produces a lot of greenhouse emissions, and therefore we have the need to cut down on that.
All right, so we know that that was a lot to throw at you, but we really wanted to honor the work that 4 million young people did this weekend for the climate strike around the world. Thanks for hearing all of these facts and everything that we had to say. Richard, are there any last thoughts that you want to leave people with?
Yeah, so if you have doubts or want to know more details about that, or if you want to provide the details to people that have more doubts, then we will provide the links to the citation, to the references, in order to comprehend what we just said in more full and professional detail.
Wonderful. So you just heard in PhD terminology. We'll provide some links for you to see some articles. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And we hope you have a great week and keep talking about this climate crisis. Bye.
Bye.